Hey everyone, welcome back to Clarity English Talks, the podcast where we help you speak real English for real life situations. I'm Sarah, and I'm so glad you're here today.
And I'm Lucas. Whether you're listening during your morning commute, on a lunch break, or getting ready to apply for jobs, this episode is going to be really useful for you.
Today's topic is one that a lot of our listeners have asked about, job interviews in English. And honestly, it's one of the most nerve-wracking things you can do in a second language.
It really is. Your palms get sweaty, your mind goes blank, and suddenly every English word you've ever learned just disappears.
Exactly that feeling. But here's the good news. Job interviews follow a very predictable pattern. The questions are usually the same, and once you've practiced them, you'll feel so much more prepared.
That's what today is all about. We're going to walk you through the most common interview questions, show you exactly what to say, and give you phrases you can use right away.
We'll also talk about body language, video interviews, what to bring, how to follow up, and so much more. This is a full interview guide all in one episode.
So, let's not wait another second. If you're ready to walk into your next interview feeling confident and prepared, let's go.
Okay, let's start right at the beginning, the moment you walk through that door. First impressions matter enormously in job interviews, and the good news is, making a strong one is simpler than you think.
When you arrive and meet the interviewer for the first time, greet them warmly. Something like, "Good morning, it's great to meet you," or "Good afternoon, thank you so much for having me today."
Those few words already tell the interviewer that you're friendly, polite, and professional, and that counts for a lot before you've even answered a single question.
And you can also add, "I really appreciate you taking the time to meet with me." It's a small thing, but it sounds thoughtful and genuine.
And once you sit down, sit up straight, keep your hands relaxed on the table, and make comfortable eye contact. Your body is already communicating before you speak.
Exactly. Confidence isn't just about what you say, it's how you carry yourself. A calm, open posture makes a huge difference.
All right, let's get into the questions, and we're starting with the most common one, the one almost every interview begins with. Are you ready, Lucas?
Ready. Hit me with it.
Tell me about yourself.
Ah, yes, the classic. It sounds so simple, but so many people freeze up on this one. They don't know where to start, so they either talk for 10 minutes about their whole life, or they just say, a lot.
Both are common mistakes. Here's the key. Keep your answer focused and professional. This is not the moment to talk about your childhood, your hobbies, or what you had for breakfast.
Think of this answer as your highlight reel, your experience, your strengths, and why you're here. For example, I have 4 years of experience working in customer service. I really enjoy helping people and finding solutions to problems.
Or if you're newer to the workforce, you can say, I recently completed my degree in business administration, and I'm excited to start applying what I've learned in a professional environment.
Another solid answer, I'm someone who's very driven and loves a challenge. I've spent the last 3 years working in retail, and I've developed strong communication and problem-solving skills.
Notice the pattern. You mention your background, you mention a strength or two, and you connect it to why you're sitting in that chair. Short, clear, and confident. Practice this answer before your interview. It sets the whole tone. If you nail this one, you'll feel so much more relaxed for everything that follows.
The next big question, and this one really matters, is why do you want to work here? Or sometimes they phrase it as, why are you interested in this position?
This question is the company's way of finding out if you actually care about them, or if you're just applying everywhere and hoping something sticks.
So before your interview, do your research. Spend 20 minutes on the company's website. Find out what they do, what their values are, and what makes them different. Then weave that into your answer.
For example, I've been following your company for a while now, and I really admire the work you do in the community. I'd love to be part of a team that's making a genuine difference.
Or, your company's reputation for innovation really appeals to me. I think this is a place where I can grow, be challenged, and contribute meaningfully.
Another solid answer. This role is a perfect match for my skills and where I want to take my career. I'm genuinely excited about the work you're doing here.
The goal is to show enthusiasm, real enthusiasm. Interviewers can tell when someone has done their homework, and it makes a really strong impression.
Okay, next question, and this one should feel good to answer. What are your strengths? This is your chance to shine.
A lot of people feel awkward talking about themselves positively. They don't want to seem arrogant, but this question is literally an invitation to tell the interviewer what you're good at, so take it.
Think about 2 or 3 genuine strengths and be ready to back them up with a quick example. For instance, I'm very organized. I use planning tools to keep track of tasks, and I rarely miss a deadline.
Or, I'm a strong communicator. Whether I'm working with a team or talking to a client, I make sure everyone is on the same page.
Here's another great one. I'm a fast learner. When I started my last job, I picked up the systems within the first 2 weeks and was working independently very quickly.
You can also say,
All right, now for the question that makes everyone nervous. What are your weaknesses? People dread this one.
And the reason they dread it is because they think they have to either lie and say they have no weaknesses, which nobody believes, or they accidentally say something that costs them the job.
Here's the trick. Be honest, but choose something you're actively working to improve. You're not confessing a fatal flaw, you're showing self-awareness and a growth mindset.
For example, I used to struggle with delegating tasks. I like to do everything myself to make sure it was done right. But I've been working on trusting my teammates more, and it's made a real difference.
Or, I sometimes get a bit nervous when presenting to large groups, so I've been taking every opportunity to practice, joining team meetings, volunteering for presentations, and I've improved a lot.
Another honest and smart answer, I can be a bit of a perfectionist, which sometimes slows me down. I've been learning to set realistic standards and move forward even when something isn't absolutely perfect.
See the pattern? You acknowledge something real, you show you're aware of it, and you explain what you're doing about it. That is exactly what interviewers want to hear.
This next question is bold. They might say, "Why should we hire you?" Or, "What makes you the right candidate for this role?"
This is your moment to connect the dots. You've told them your strengths, your experience, your passion for the company. Now bring it all together.
You can say, "I bring a combination of experience and enthusiasm that I think will add real value to your team. I'm ready to hit the ground running and contribute from day one."
Or, I have the specific skills this role requires, and I'm someone who's genuinely committed to doing great work. I don't just meet expectations, I try to exceed them.
Here's another confident answer. I've researched this role carefully, and I believe my background is a strong fit. I'm excited about the challenges ahead, and I'm ready to deliver results.
Be confident, but not boastful. You're not saying you're better than everyone else. You're saying you're genuinely the right fit for this specific position.
Now, let's talk about questions regarding your work history. A very common one is, "Tell me about your previous job," or "What were your main responsibilities in your last role?"
Keep this one clear and focused. Walk them through your key tasks. Don't just list everything you ever did. For example, in my last position, I worked as a sales assistant. I helped customers find the right products, handled transactions, and kept the store organized.
Or, "I worked as an administrative assistant for 2 years. I managed schedules, handled correspondence, and supported the management team with various projects."
Then they might ask the tricky follow-up, why did you leave that job? This is where you need to be careful. Stay positive no matter what happened.
Even if your last boss was difficult, even if you hated that job, this is not the place to say so. Instead, keep it forward-looking.
You can say, I'm looking for an opportunity to grow and take on more responsibility. Or, I've learned a lot in my current role and I feel ready for a new challenge.
Another clean answer is, "I'm looking to move into a field that aligns more closely with my long-term career goals." Simple, professional, no drama.
Interviewers also love to ask about specific skills. A common one is, what computer programs or tools are you familiar with?
Be honest and specific. Say, "I'm comfortable with Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. I've also used project management tools like Trello and Asana."
Or, I have experience with social media management platforms. I've created content and scheduled posts for business accounts.
And if there's something you haven't used yet, don't panic. Just say, I haven't used that specific program, but I'm a quick learner and I'm confident I can pick it up fast. That answer shows flexibility and a positive attitude.
Another big question, and one you should definitely prepare for, is where do you see yourself in 5 years?
This question is really asking, are you planning to stick around? Are you ambitious? Do you have a direction?
A great answer sounds like, in 5 years, I hope to have grown significantly within this company, taken on more responsibility, and become a real expert in my field.
Or, I'd love to be leading projects or mentoring newer team members. I want to keep developing my skills and contribute at a higher level.
What you don't want to say is that you'll be gone in a year or that you're not sure what you want. Show commitment and direction, even if your plans aren't completely fixed.
Let's talk about 2 more questions that come up constantly. First, are you a team player?
The answer is always yes, but don't just say yes and stop there. Give them a little color. For example, absolutely, I genuinely enjoy collaborating. In my last job, our team worked on tight deadlines together, and I learned how important communication and trust are.
Or, I believe the best results come from people working together. I'm always happy to support my colleagues and share what I know.
Next question, how do you handle stress or pressure at work? Everyone deals with stress. The interviewer knows that. They just want to see that you manage it in a healthy, productive way.
You can say, when things get hectic, I take a step back and make a priority.
Or, I actually work quite well under pressure. I find that deadlines help me stay focused. I just make sure I'm organized going in so I'm not scrambling at the last minute.
Okay, the salary question. This one makes a lot of people uncomfortable. They might ask, what are your salary expectations?
The best approach is to do some research beforehand. Look at what similar roles pay in your area so you have a realistic number in mind.
Then you can say, based on my research and experience, I'm looking for something in the range of X to Y, but I'm open to discussion. That shows you've done your homework and you're flexible.
Or you can turn it back to them. I'd love to hear what the budgeted range is for this role. That's completely professional and gives you useful information.
And remember, you can always negotiate later once they offer you the position. The first interview isn't always the right moment to push hard on salary.
Now, the end of the interview. This part is just as important as the beginning. The interviewer will almost always say, "Do you have any questions for me?"
Always say yes. Always. Asking questions shows genuine interest in engagement. A candidate who has no questions can seem disinterested or unprepared.
Great questions to ask include, what does a typical day in this role look like? Or, what does success look like in this position after the first 3 months?
You could also ask, can you tell me more about the team I'd be working with? Or, what are the next steps in the hiring process?
Avoid asking about vacation days or benefits in the very first interview. Save those for when an offer is on the table. Right now, focus on showing you're excited about the role itself.
When the interview wraps up, stand up, extend your hand for a handshake, and close strong. Say, thank you so much for your time today. I really enjoyed our conversation.
You can add, I'm genuinely excited about this opportunity and I look forward to hearing from you. That leaves them with a clear signal that you want this job.
Or, thank you for this chance to learn more about the role. I hope we get the opportunity to work together.
Smile, make warm eye contact, and walk out calmly. That final moment sticks in the interviewer's memory more than you'd think.
Let's quickly cover video and phone interviews because these are incredibly common now and they come with their own set of challenges.
For phone interviews, find a quiet room with no background noise. Have your resume printed or open in front of you. You're allowed to reference it. And here's a fun trick. Smile while you talk. It genuinely changes your tone of voice. You sound warmer and more confident.
For video interviews, test your camera and microphone at least 30 minutes beforehand. Look directly into the camera, not at your own face on screen. That's what feels like eye contact to the person on the other end.
Make sure your background is tidy and professional. Good lighting is important too. Sit facing a window or a lamp so your face is clearly visible. And dress fully professionally, even from home. It puts you in the right mindset.
The interview is done, but your work isn't quite finished yet. Within 24 hours, send a short thank you email to the interviewer.
Keep it brief and genuine. Something like, "Dear Name, thank you so much for meeting with me today. I really enjoyed learning more about the role in your team. I'm very excited about the possibility of joining your company. I look forward to hearing from you."
Best regards, your name.
That email takes 5 minutes to write, and it makes a lasting impression. Very few candidates send thank you notes, so if you do, you immediately stand out.
And if you don't get the job, it's okay. It happens to everyone, including people who interview brilliantly. Every single interview is practice. You learn something. Turn your phone completely off, or at the very least, on silent. Sit up straight and keep an open, relaxed posture. Don't cross your arms. Nod gently when the interviewer speaks to show you're engaged.
If you need a moment to think, say, "That's a great question. Let me think about that for just a second." That sounds so much more professional than just going silent.
If you want to add information, say, "I'd also like to mention," or if you want to give an example, say, "for instance," or "for example." These little connectors make your speech sound smooth and organized.
If you don't understand the question, don't guess. Just say, "Could you clarify what you mean by that?" Or, "I want to make sure I understand. Could you say that another way?" Asking for clarification is professional, not a weakness.
And the most important tip of all, be yourself. Interviewers aren't looking for a robot who memorized perfect answers. They want a real person they can imagine working with every day.
Authenticity beats perfect grammar every single time. If you make a small mistake, keep going. Don't stop and apologize dramatically, just continue. Most interviewers won't even notice.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode. We've covered so much, from your very first handshake all the way through to your follow-up email.
You now have the phrases, the structure, the tips, and the confidence to walk into any job interview and represent yourself brilliantly. The key is practice, out loud, before the big day.
Practice with a friend. Practice in front of a mirror, or even just